Um, just got into 3 a.m. in the morning. I hope you can hear me alright. Let me get closer. Anyways, I wanted to do a chat. But I've been drinking. I don't know if you could tell. Cause okay. So I've been trying like food fetish stuff for a while, right? And that kind of like veered into like drinking fetish, and I'm like really enjoying drinking fetish right now. Hell yeah. um, but anyways, uh, ignore me. No, don't ignore me, cause like you're paying attention to what I'm saying right now. Um, I came down here to talk about what we've been discussing in therapy lately, right? Which is like BDSM and traumas. And my therapist wants to talk about it more this Friday. So I wasn't gonna make another video until we discussed it more in detail, but then I figured let me just get out whatever I want to like talk about. In the meantime, maybe make a second video whenever we discuss whatever we gotta discuss. If I find out any more interesting information, I should share with you. But basically, um, we're trying to figure out like the BDSM habits that I have. It's more of a lifestyle, a passion, um, and see how it goes into like the see how it developed from the kind of traumas that I have experienced. Because I know that a lot of people in the BDSM community experience traumas, and that's just how like we deal with our shit, you know? And then I remembered that when I started therapy, it was around the same time that I delved into the BDSM community and stuff. It was around the same time I started working as a professional dominatrix and a dungeon in New York City. And but I started therapy prior, and I wasn't getting what I wanted out of it, and and turned out to like I just happened to find this job listing for dominatrixes, and I tried it, and like that felt more like home for me. um I felt like the people were more relatable. And what really came out in therapy this past week, this last Friday, why is my shit frozen? Are you kidding me? Okay, we're back. I was like, I'm gonna have to do that whole shit over again. Hell no. Anyway, um, so this past Friday, that made me lose my whole train of thought. Fucking hate that shit. Um, this last Friday we were talking about. Oh, okay. So like in the BDSM community, it's like consent is very important, because like without consent then it's abuse. So it's like that clear line, like it's very important. And my therapist was asking me, she doesn't know much about it, and she was like asking me like, do you play the like dom or the sub? Obviously she researched some of it, and I was like, I'm a switch, I do both. I dom and I sub. And she was like, what are you like more like leaning towards? I was like, I'm more dominant, but like I try to like balance it out more, because like I believe in balance, so I felt like it should be like evenly dominating and evenly like submissive. So that's how I got into like camming, right? Because I felt like um people could just tell me what to do, and I just like do what they told me to, so that was like more subbing. So that's how it's working on being more of a submissive. Just getting better at like taking orders and doing. I got hiccups. Holding my breath, hoping they go away. So I was like, okay. So I figured with camming, people tell me what they want to see, like the scenery or whatever. And when we do like a private show, I just like do my best to like present that. I ain't do my hair. This shit is busted. Whatever. Um so I keep on getting distracted. um so yeah. So that was my way of balancing my submissive side more. But like over time, I just ended up like when I stopped camming, then I wasn't as submissive anymore again. I just went back to, you know, my original natural state of being a little bit more dominating than submissive. So I was just like, that's just me, like, you know, that's what comes natural, and I just accepted that. So I explained all that to my therapist, right? I still get that song stuck in my head. I want to play it again, but I'm not going to. I'm going to continue this conversation. So, I tried to balance it out. It didn't work out. I'm more natural, whatever. So, she was like asking me like who really like rules the scenes, and I was like subs definitely, because like even if there's a dominant, it's like the scene only is able to continue on due to the sub. So the sub, even though they're like subbing, I hope you guys know the terms, like you wouldn't be here if you didn't. The sub, um even though they're subbing and they're like basically giving into someone else's demands, whatever they want from them, um none of that would be possible without them being okay with it, without them consenting to it. So they're the ones that really lead a scene. It's what the kind of scene that they want, what they're willing to do, um and what they're not willing to do. If they say the safe word, the shit is over, you know. So it's like you want to keep them in that space where they're like willing to do things, because like in my opinion it's like I'm getting as a 50-50. I'm giving you what you want out of a scene, and I'm getting what I want out of a scene. When I'm in a dominant headspace, it's like I'm supplying you with the dominant that you want, and you're supplying me with the sub that I want. So it's a give and take, you know. When I'm in a sub mentality, it's all about just following directions. If you could follow like simple directions, that's all I expect for any of my subs, is to be like 100% obedient. Just follow instruction. You know, if you're not feeling it, then go and say the safe word. But it's like, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you if you say the safe word. I don't want you to say the safe word. So I want you to feel comfortable enough with me using you for my pleasure. Nah, I mean, but yeah. So we got as far as discussing that stuff. don't know. I can't pinpoint where that became like where that came from, like my childhood. I know that like our family members said that like I was treated as a slave, and my mother, my birth giver, um did have, she was a dominatrix also. She didn't tell me this until like after I was already an adult. So, but I do have like memories of her like having a bullwhip and stuff. And according to our family members, she physically treated me like a slave to where like they noticed it and they mentioned it and they told her to stop doing that shit. So, like it could have like dealt from, the way I was raised, but basically where our discussion ended was that um there's more structure in a BDSM environment. Like people are more respectful of consent and everything like that, and I really like that idea of it. And so she decided that um wait, I had it. I lost it. Wait. Give me a second. She decided that I be patient. Cue the Jeopardy theme. So like in the normie society, people don't really seem to care about like consent all that much, right? But in the BDSM community, that's like a rule. Like you can't have scenes without consent. So, um it seems like that's why I veer more to that kind of community. And I feel like a lot of people in it do have like some form of trauma, and they just deal with it in the best way that they know how. And I feel like we have that kind of understanding. And I don't know if like that's something that people can really grasp the concept. I assume that most of my followers probably know a bit about know a bit about it. So um yeah. So it gives me more structure. And um I'm forgetting words. I hate this right now. Be patient with me. I hate this. My friends know that I hate to have to cut my videos unless I'm doing a specific kind of edit or whatever. With these vloggy things, I just want to like say what's off the top of my head, but my brain is not cooperating right now with the words. But my daughter has counseling tomorrow, and her counselor, we do counseling together. Her counselor always reminds her that words are hard, because she struggles with words too. Sometimes the words are there and they just disappear. So she says words are hard. So words are hard. Control, that was the word. She says that it's a more controlling environment, and so that's why I'm drawn to it, because I have more control. I said it. that was the thing. So, we're bound to talk about it more this next Friday. And if anything significant comes up from it, I will try to talk about it. Also, when I came up with this idea to make this video, like, I had a friend criticizing the kind of contents I make, and like, I'm okay with people criticizing my shit. Like, I know that I'm not in like everybody's taste, you know, like I'm an acquired taste. I'm alright with that, you know. So like, I think I get a lot of backlash for the way that I am, and the fact that I'm unapologetic about it like pisses people off a lot, right? And it's like I can't help but be unapologetic about it. I feel like I'm probably a little bit more emotionally blunted than most people. So like, I don't get a whole lot of emotion. I do get them. When I get them, I don't like them, so I try not to feel that, you know? It's either I feel too little or too much. And when I feel too much, I just want to go back to feeling too little again. So, when people criticize me and I don't like care, um, it makes them even more pissed off and makes them feel disrespected or whatever. But like, I just want to make it clear that I will always care about my own opinion way more than anybody else's forever. My opinion is more important to me than anybody else's. My opinion's not unwavering, so I do change my mind every once in a while. You know, it just kind of depends on the time of day. Like, I don't really have a set opinion on shit, because it kind of depends on the time of day, the situation, or situation, the way I like to say. So, yeah, when people criticize my content, my lifestyle, my personalities, whatever, it's not a big deal for me. I do hear your concerns or whatever, like, maybe you feel I should try to be more like you. This isn't to anybody specifically, it's just in general. I feel like people think that I should strive to be more like them. But in my mind, I don't see anything wrong with me. I know I have my issues. I know I'm working on it. 20 plus years. If shit ain't changed with me in this amount of time, it's likely that it's probably not gonna change. So it's like, take it or leave it. You know, I have my little circle of friends and I love it. And they get me. So I think that's cool. And if they don't get me, they have the ability to understand when I explain it to them. It's great. So, yeah. Anyway, I've probably been rambling for a while. It's almost like 3:30, so this is probably like a 20-minute video or whatever. I got like fucking edited and put it up because I was like dancing around like a fool before I even started filming. So, I mean, I started filming and was still dancing around like a fool, so I gotta cut some out of the beginning. But yeah. That is all. I'm still editing my weight gain video. I edited a bit and then I haven't touched it since. So that's still coming. It's just, it might be next week. It wasn't this week. I didn't make it this week. Maybe next week. Okay? That is all.